I was cleaning out my workshop / basement a few weeks ago and found a Squier Strat body I'd forgotten about. It's got its fair share of scrapes and dings, and it's not the highest quality instrument. I thought it might be a good candidate for a project for my 10-year-old son and I to do. He's actually been in another video on my channel doing a review of a Nerf blaster, and I'm pretty sure he's all about doing another video on a different subject. I'll have the link in the description at the end of the video. Give him a thumbs up, I'm sure he'd really appreciate it. My son frequently comes down to the workshop when I'm busy with a project, such as my P-based parts build. There's a video link in the description as well. And I let him help wherever I can and whenever I'm working on something around the house. It's a great way for him to learn how to use tools and how to get initiated into DIY projects. This is essentially the way I learned from my dad when I was his age. Warmer weather has finally arrived in New England, so I thought a fun project for my son and I might be an Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat tribute guitar. Warmer weather is better for painting and doing one of these that requires at least 3 different colors of paint. The story with Eddie's guitar is he bought an unfinished Charvel brand neck and body and originally painted it black and white with a black pickyard and a single humbucker from a Gibson 335 guitar. After Van Halen's first album and tour, he painted it again because so many people and companies were copying his design. This time he taped it up again and painted it red, cut up the pick guard, and installed a dummy pickup and switch to fool copycats. This, along with a Floyd Rose tremolo and a tone knob instead of one marked volume, will for the most part complete the iconic guitar's design. Oh, and there's a 1971 quarter, which we'll get back to. I looked around in my guitar parts bin and found a Jackson JT6 tremolo that I got with a couple of guitar bodies about 10 years ago when I did my double neck project. It's missing one of the string retainer nut thingies, but I thought I have a workaround for that, and I'm not spending $25 on one teeny little piece. Other parts we'll need are a pickup, output jack, a bit of pick guard, bridge post, and a Strat tone knob, and a neck with tuners for the guitar. Oh, and paint and masking tape, of course. Time to get ordering stuff. For the pickup, I'm going to try the bridge pickup I took out of my Firefly 335 clone guitar. Of course, I know it won't sound the same, but if it's terrible, I can always put something else in later. That will be a good lesson for my son, too. We started with the blue Strat body and laid everything out. We plugged up the old Fender tremolo holes in the body with some dowel and glue. Once that dried, we scraped off the high spots and routed out the neck pickup pocket so the pickup could be tilted just like Eddie's. Since we're using a floating bridge, put the bridge post in the correct position. After testing the drill bit holes in a piece of scrap wood, we marked it out and drilled the holes, and it was a good fit. Since the guitar body we have is already primed and painted, we roughed up the existing paint with some sandpaper and then went over it with a tack cloth to get all the dust and gunk off. I cut off a piece of dowel I had with a flat side and screwed it to the body so it'd be easier to hold and spray paint. The painting scheme on these guitars can be done a few different ways. I've seen videos of the red coats going on first and some of the black going on first, but even some of the white coats going on first since it was the hardest to cover all the black paint with white. For ours, I chose to do the black coat first since it was already dark blue. After the black coats and a couple days to dry, it was time to tape up the body and lay down some white paint. We used 1-inch masking tape, but there are a few lines that had 1/2-inch tape, it looks like. So we used a ruler and a blade to cut our 1-inch thick tape down to a 1/2 inch. The taping, I'm sure, isn't 100% faithful, but it's close enough. My goal with this project is to get my son used to making mistakes and looking into how he can fix them with what he's got on hand without completely doing everything over. We ended up shooting 5 coats of white paint in 1-minute intervals as per the manufacturer's directions. After a few days of nice weather and a chance for the paint to dry, it was time to pull off tape. First, I went through and lightly scored the tape lines as to not take more paint off than was needed. And so far so good. It's starting to look like something now. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Nice comments are welcome too, and my 10-year-old will want to read what people are saying. Thanks for watching and consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Stay tuned for part 2. We have lots more to go over, such as spraying red and installing the hardware, and of course stringing it up and testing it out. See you next time.